What's up, everybody? I'm B-True, and today is a completely new video from what I normally do. I wanted to address something that is very near and dear to my heart, and that is the Diablo franchise as a whole, but more specifically, the Diablo Immortal sort of fiasco, or, you know, whatever it is that you really want to call it. So, for those of you who don't know, Diablo Immortal is a mobile game that Blizzard is creating that they just sort of showcased and first announced at BlizzCon, which just ended this previous weekend. So I'm always super excited for BlizzCon. I'm a huge Blizzard fan. I love, you know, Warcraft and Diablo and all that stuff, so I'm always really excited to watch it. And the only Diablo news that people got was the Diablo Immortal, the mobile game, and the internet lost its freaking mind. Absolutely lost its mind. Like, everybody, I mean, one of the most downvoted trailers of all time for a game. Like, the people at BlizzCon actually booed the game itself. Like, I mean, people lost their mind. And I wanted to give sort of a slightly contrarian viewpoint right now, because everybody is trying to ride the wave of this hate, right? They're trying to get clicks, trying to get views by just, like, you know, piling on with how terrible this is, the worst thing ever, you know. So I wanted to give my actual opinion on this. It's not necessarily positive, but it's not like world ending like everybody treats it. So quick little backstory here. My channel, I actually created this YouTube channel for Diablo 3. Like, that is, if you look at the URL for my channel, it's actually Diablo X3, because that's why I created the YouTube channel. My original channel name was Diablo X3 until they eventually allowed you to change it, which I then changed to It's Be True, which is what I am now, because I stopped making exclusively Diablo 3 content and started making just, you know, gaming stuff. So I've been a really big fan of Diablo my whole life. I have a very personal connection with it. Diablo 2 was the first PC game that I ever played. Like, I had a Nintendo 64, and then the next thing I did was I played Diablo 2 on actually one of my family members' computers. They showed me the game because they were playing it, and then I absolutely fell in love immediately. First time I played the game, I absolutely fell in love with it. So I spent a large amount of time playing Diablo 2 through my childhood, like years, from grade school through high school. I mean, years of playing this one game. I eventually started supplementing it with Warcraft 2. Warcraft 2 and Diablo 2, dude, that was my whole childhood. Like, that's all I played. I was a Blizzard fanboy through and through. I didn't even have a good gaming computer. I just loved those games. But it's a very personal connection to me with Diablo. And so when they announced Diablo 3, that was like, this is going to be the best thing ever. And it ended up not being the best thing ever, but it was still a lot of fun. It was a good, enjoyable experience for me, even with all of its flaws. So coming from that standpoint, right, my personal connection with Diablo, which many people do, like, Diablo is one of the PC franchises that the fan base is, like, just die hard forever, through and through. And so from that standpoint, I absolutely can understand people's disappointment with this Diablo Immortal. I also am disappointed with it, but not for the reasons that other people are. I'm disappointed in it because I just don't think it's going to be a really good game. Like, I don't think it brings anything to the table that Diablo 3 doesn't already. And it's just a way to bring it to phones, which makes microtransactions easier, but we'll talk about that in a second. Indicator, or whatever you want to call it, of the problem with internet hype, okay? And there is a problem with internet hype. We do this all the time as gamers. Like, the gaming community does this all the time. We get our minds set on one thing. You know, it's like one theory comes out, or like one small little leak that sends the hype meter through the roof, okay? And as soon as that happens, everybody piles on it like it's fact, right? You get a little bit of hype, it's what you want, so now all of a sudden it's fact. This is what has to happen. And the problem with that is exactly what happened at BlizzCon. So the hype this year was Diablo 4. Everybody had almost had it like set in their head, like they are going to announce Diablo 4. It has to be Diablo 4. There's no other thing they could, besides potentially a Diablo 2 remaster, which again a lot of people are looking forward to. I would love it, but Diablo 4 was like this is gonna happen. This is it. We're so excited for it. Okay, so everybody goes into Blizzard, into BlizzCon with their expectations through the roof, and they don't get what they expected. This is the problem with hype. Had they gone into BlizzCon without any expectations, without any hype, I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I don't believe Diablo Immortals, or Immortal, whatever it is, gets this much hatred. It might still have gotten hatred. Absolutely. I'm not denying that. It probably still would have gotten hatred from a certain percentage of the Diablo fans. But because of what we were expecting versus what we got, that is why the disappointment and the hate is so overwhelming right now. Okay? It's the same thing with movies all the time. You get these movies that are hyped so heavily, so through the roof, that when you go watch it, it almost feels like a letdown because it could never quite live up to the expectations and the hype that you place onto it. So often, fan favorite movies, like these movies that people absolutely love, are movies that don't really have a ton of hype behind them. Like, they weren't built up to this expectation. You go into a movie thinking, this should be a good time, and you come out thinking, wow, that was amazing. I can't believe that movie was so good. Whereas when you go into a movie expecting it to be the greatest movie of all time, 99% of the time, it's not going to be the greatest movie of all time, and it's going to leave like a sour aftertaste. And that's exactly what happened. That's the problem with these hype machines that we kind of build up. So, yes, that is part of the issue. Another part of the issue is this is a very obvious money grab by Blizzard. Now, everybody is doing this right now. Everybody is doing this. This is the way that people can make easier money. It's a very clear stream of money with microtransactions in gaming, specifically in mobile gaming, because you can have your phone tied in to your bank account and everything, and you can make mobile transactions very, very quickly on your phone, and you always have your phone with you. So it's almost like a direct line straight to a user's bank account. Okay. Now, granted, all video games are made to make money. All of them. Like, no video game has ever been created to not make money. It's just the way that it is. Like, companies have to make money as well. But generally, as a gamer, you are expecting to get an awesome product that the company thinks you will enjoy, and as a reward for them making such a wonderful game, you give them your money. Okay, that's the trade-off. They give you an awesome product, you give them money as a reward for it, right? This does not feel the same. When people do this kind of thing, it doesn't feel the same at all. This feels like hey, we see a lot of people making money doing this. It's an easy way to make money. Let's do this to make money. Not hey, I think people are going to love this. This is going to be the best thing that we can do for them, and in return, they will be so grateful that they will be willing to give us money for it. Okay? When it comes to microtransactions, that's exactly what that is. It's a company saying, this will make us money easily. We don't have to do a lot of work for it, so let's do that. And that's why there's so much hate, because of that feeling behind this game. Now, I believe this game is going to be free to play. I do believe it's going to be free to play with the normal mobile microtransaction system in the game. Okay? Generally, with these mobile games, it's going to be some form of play wall, meaning you can only play for so often. You can only do so much in a certain given time, then you have to wait for it to recharge, or you have to wait for a certain amount of time to go by, and then you get to play some more, which you can fix by paying. Okay, and then obviously there will probably be some pay-to-win features to help you with your loot, to help you with your progression, to unlock new characters, whatever. So this is what the issue is going to be, is because Diablo has never been a game with any kind of a play wall behind it. It's always been a grind, 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 get that best gear. You get that one upgrade item, those hours of grinding feels worth it. Okay? The solution to this, honestly, is don't pay. Okay? It's really simple. If it's a free-to-play game, they spend money to develop it. Okay? If it's a free-to-play game and you don't pay, they don't make any money. It's the easiest way to get across to them that we as gamers hate this. Okay, you can dislike YouTube trailers all you want. You can post on Reddit and Twitter as much as you want about how much you hate it. But if they turn a large profit from this endeavor, where is their where is their incentive to not do this again? Okay? EA does this with Battlefront twice now, but they've made money every time. So where is their incentive to stop? Okay? Just don't pay for the game. You can still play the game and enjoy it without paying for it. Like, there's nothing saying that you have to pay for it. And even better, actually, if you really want to get your point across, don't download the game at all. Just don't play it, period. If they get no downloads and they don't turn a profit, they'll never do this again. Okay? Because the people that are above them, the stockholders and the Activision that owns them, they won't push for this again, because they say, listen, okay, this is such a terrible failure. We can't ever afford to do this. Okay? And speaking of that, a lot of people are also saying that they were upset because this was lost development time. This was time that they could have been working on. They could have been working on Diablo 4, but instead of that, they worked on this. And to that, I'd say they outsourced probably most of this to the Chinese game. I can't remember off the top of my head what company it is, but the company that made this game is actually a Chinese mobile development team. So they probably gave them, all of the assets that they needed, the textures, the character models, all that good stuff. And then the Chinese game, the Chinese team developed it, okay? So there probably wasn't any lost development time. It was lost costs, but really no development time lost on Diablo 4, on Diablo 2 Remastered, like any of that stuff. So I really don't think you have to worry about that. I think that's an overblown thing that people were worried about that isn't going to be that big of an issue, okay? But again, it's because you were expecting Diablo 4 that you're upset that they may have used development time for this instead of Diablo 4. It's because you were so hyped that it's going to be Diablo 4 that you're upset that it wasn't. Now, overall, yes, I do think that this is a problem. I do not think this is going to be a very good game. I have no intentions of playing it. I'm not excited about Diablo on a mobile game. I don't think it... Again, it's just basically Diablo 3, but on your phone. So, I've already played Diablo 3 so much, I kind of lost interest in it. I'm super excited for Diablo 4, but, I'm not really all that excited about Diablo Immortal. So I do think it's a little bit of a problem. I think they alienated a large part of their fan base. However, I think the fan base also brought a lot of this onto themselves. So I'm here to tell you, don't lose your mind just yet, okay? Don't completely freak out about this, because it is not going to be the end of the world. I promise you, it will not be the end of the world. Okay? Yes, Diablo has taken a step back without David Brevik. So David Brevik is the guy that created Diablo 1 and Diablo 2, which are the most favorite. Diablo 2 is the most favorite game of the franchise by far, by a large, large margin. One of the best RPG games of all time, the dungeon crawler RPGs. I mean, it's set the standard for those games for years and years to come. To this day, it's still one of the best, and it's friggin' almost 15, maybe more. It might be even older than that, like 16 years old or something. But they're absolutely working on Diablo 4. Absolutely working on Diablo 4. You know that they are. I would wait to see some trailers, some gameplay, some features from Diablo 4 before you completely boycott the franchise. Like I said, it's not the end of the world, okay? They're still going to be working on future Diablo projects. They're not going to just finish with this Diablo Immortal, especially after the response that they got from it. So, I would like everybody to just take a breath, okay? Calm down, relax just a little bit, and hold off, okay? Hold the pitchforks, hold the crucifixes, okay? We don't need to be just completely wiping our hands of Blizzard and the Diablo franchise yet, okay? But if you want to send a message, if you want to tell, specifically Activision, because they're the ones that are controlling Blizzard right now, but if you want to tell Blizzard and Activision that this is not going to fly, this is not what we want, don't download the game. Don't pay for any microtransactions. Don't give them a dime of your money. That is the only way that companies will ever learn, is by losing money, okay? If you think companies give a rat's ass about your opinion of their games while they are turning a profit, you are wrong. That is the way that businesses work. There is not a company in this planet, okay, when it comes specifically for the video game industry, where if they are turning a profit, specifically a large profit on their game, that they care about what you have to think. You can downvote Call of Duty trailers forever, and if they turn a profit on that game, they don't care. It's going to be the exact same here. So, okay, don't download, don't pay. Show them that this is not what you want, that you will not take this kind of disrespect as a gamer, and then hold off and make them prove themselves for Diablo 4. If they make the same mistakes for Diablo 4 and it's not a good game, I'll be the first one to sit here and say, don't buy it, don't play it, okay? But those are my thoughts. That's how we make a difference as a community, okay? That's how you influence. It's all about the bottom line, okay? Did they make a profit? Did they lose money? That's it, okay? But overall, I mean, like I said, it's not the end of the world. So hopefully this video is like a step back from the ledge kind of thing. I know a lot of people, like I said, are just losing their mind right now, and everybody's feeding into that hatred train that's been going around right now, trying to like post a bunch of these YouTube videos about this is the worst thing ever, it's such a disaster, blah, blah, blah. You're like, yeah, it's a disaster. It didn't go well at all. It is not what anybody wanted. It's not what anybody expected. Does that mean it's the end of the world? No. Is it partly our fault for putting such extreme expectations on BlizzCon this year? Yes. Should we just sit back and do nothing about it? No. You should actively let them know this isn't what you want and you're not going to play the game. And that's how we make a difference. So, all right. Those are my thoughts on the Diablo Immortal situation right now. Hopefully it can help out some of you. I would like it to start a reasonable discussion. I don't know if it's possible with this game right now with the amount of hatred going around, but I would like it to. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoy the video. Let me know your thoughts on my thoughts and also just the game in general. Are you part of that hate train? Do you realize that, there is a light at the end of the tunnel, that this is not going to be the worst thing that's ever been created? let me know down below. So, anyway, thank you all for watching this video. I hope you all enjoy, and peace.